Formed in 1477, this was one of Edinburgh's major markets. In the 1800s, there was a mass influx of Irish immigrants who took lodgings in the houses and stuff you can see behind me. I mentioned in one of my previous videos about the city defences. Well, on the north side you had Norlock, which we looked at a while back. On the south side, which is where we are now, there was a wall going just along the steps you can see behind me, along the bit there on the pavement, and then I'm just going to show you now where just behind this bench you can see here, there's a little markings on the road, which I'll take a picture of and show you in a second, of the city walls that went all the way behind me, up those other steps you could just about see behind the car, and round to the other side. Around about the First World War, the Germans invented the Zeppelin airship. Obviously it didn't last too long. All that gas, one area, wasn't going to work out. But anyway, they decided to use this airship as bombing raids in Britain. Well, in April 1916, they bombed Edinburgh, and one bomb landed in the Grassmarket, just near to the zebra crossing you can see behind me. I'll show you a picture of it, of a little thingy they've got here for the memorial for it. This cross behind me is a memorial for a giblet that used to be here years back. I always thought a giblet was with the chickens and stuff, but anyway, now over 100 people died between 1661 and 1688. Now there's one thing about Scotland, they do like to protest. That was much different here in 1736. Now, the story goes roughly along the lines of this. Now, there was a man here called John Porteous, who was captain of the city guard, and just around about the time that some locals had been convicted of a crime, and they were going to be hung here and all sorts. Well, some of the locals didn't think it was justified, and set amongst trying to free the convicts. Well, one character tried to get the person away. Well, John Porteous aimed a shot at this guy, but it missed him and hit the person behind. That was the start of the riots. Noise galore, John Porteous and some others hid somewhere. Well, eventually John Porteous was sacked as the captain of the city guard and was eventually charged for murdering someone who was totally innocent. Well, the night before he was supposed to be hung, a bunch of locals got to this cell he was being held at, took him from the cell, brought him here and hung him. That didn't work out. Hung him again, that didn't work out, and tried a third time and managed on the third time his body died. Now, after he was dead, he was laid to rest in Greyfriars Courtyard, which I'll show you a picture of now. This road, which I thought I'd show you off the sunset and with the decorations alight, is actually the road that Diagon's Alley in the Harry Potter series is based on. So, just at the end of the Grassmarket is Greyfriars Courtyard. Now, for all you Harry Potter fans, I'm going to show you two possible routes of how to find Tom Riddle's gravestone. Spoken here were two of the Irishmen who moved to Scotland, or in fact Edinburgh, looking for a job back in the day. Now, they initially found work working on the canals, which was being built at the time as navvies, which I mentioned in one of my previous videos. And that job kept them busy for a period of time, but as that job finished and the canal was complete, they tried to hand to other work, and maybe anyway. So after time, they came to a point where they had limited jobs, so no job or whatever. So now, one of them, who had his girlfriend or his wife, had a little boarding house. So she was running it on just locally. So while all that was going on, apparently the Grassmarket being hanging place or whatever for the criminals. Now, apparently, also at the same time, there are some doctors now who are forward thinking. Now, one of them, or a number of them, thought the only way to treat ailments is to understand the human body. So the best way to understand the human body is to work on dead people, find out how their body works and such. But they weren't in the best condition. So some doctors went through dubious means to search for better conditioned bodies to understand more. So luckily, at the time, one of the wife with broken hair, or one of them, one of the lodgers in her lodgings died naturally, natural causes, no foul means. Well, broken hair were thinking, hey, we can give the body to the doctor, earn some money, whatever. So that was successful. Just so happened that night out one night, a couple more people they happened to find were dead. Doctor, here's some money, give us some money even, here's a body. So, as bodies were becoming less and less of natural causes, they decided we'll increase the chance of their natural causes by giving them an unnatural cause, as you do. So, also at the time, other people were doing it at the time, so people were robbing cemeteries and stuff. So and they were also supplying doctors. So over the period of time, broken here, they were convicted, or they were found guilty. They were found after a while of committing 16 bodies to the doctors, and obviously you always thought they were murder. And there was also a 17th one that was linked to them, but I don't know if that one was found to be them. Wow. So the local areas tried to put in countermeasures to stop grave robbing. So some local graves have got little towers where an Edinburgh regiment would look after them at night. And also, what they would also do was they would chain people to the coffin once they were in the ground, to try and make that harder to get the for the grave robbers. Now, as you can see, there's a pub behind me called Maggie Dixon. So, the story goes, she was charged with a crime here a while back, for whatever reason. She was found guilty, and they hung her. So, they hung her, she was taken down from the hangman's noose, and the doctor said she was dead, whatever. So, put in the box, taken away to the cemetery, or en route, bung bash bosh, let me out, get me out. Turned out, she had maybe fainted or something, light breathing, doctor thought she was dead. Well, she got out, and because she'd been pronounced dead, she was then allowed to wander, to get out the box and walk away. Well, what can you do? She'd already been found dead, crime had passed, carry on.